Hey, welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, I'm Michael J, and today we've got one of the craziest record-breaking trailer drops in all of Marvel history. They just released their new WandaVision trailer during the Emmys, but wait, the Emmys happened? Within 24 hours, the trailer surpassed 53 million views. That's insane. That's almost 10 times as many viewers that actually sat down and watched the Emmys. Back when the huge Avengers Infinity War trailer dropped during the Super Bowl, it only got 30 million views after a day. This is almost close to twice that, and we're in the middle of a shutdown. This is huge for Marvel and Disney+. Going into 2020, we had big expectations with Black Widow dropping a trailer and rumors of these different Marvel shows coming to Disney+, and to have all those shut down and put on hold because of everything really sucked. But now we've got WandaVision coming out later this year. Falcon and Winter Soldier are probably supposed to come out. And on top of those, we get to start it off with Season 2 of The Mandalorian. Don't forget to go down and hit that subscribe button if you want to stay up to date on all the latest news and theories leading up to these shows. And once they come out, I'll be doing more videos on them, so make sure you've got notifications on so you don't miss anything. But today, we're going to talk about this new WandaVision trailer and why 53 million people are freaking out over it in just one day. Be sure to smash that like button to help the video and the algorithm. I really appreciate it. Now that we've done that, let's just jump right into the video. I'm personally really hyped for this series. I think it's one of the boldest things Marvel has done in a while. This is what we want to see on Disney+. We don't want a crappy, poorly made live-action reboot of a movie you've already made, and we don't want you to charge us an extra $30 to watch the bad movie on a service that we're already paying for. If you want more money, make more good things like this, like WandaVision, and put them on your service. People will consistently pay for good stuff like this, and I really hope that the success of this new series prompts Disney to do more of the same in the future. After watching the trailer, you can tell the show makes no sense at all, but that's why you want to see it. This looks like a trippy version of The Truman Show rebooted times 10. It makes no sense at all. It's unique, it's weird, and it's fresh. This is exactly what Marvel and Disney Plus needs right now. The show is going to introduce us to a whole nother side of the MCU that we've never seen before, and I'm really excited. Plus, this show is going to set up a lot of stuff for the future of Marvel's Phase 4. Originally, it was smack dab in the middle of everything, and then jumped to today, and it's kicking Phase 4 off. But the biggest thing is this show is supposed to stay very true to Wanda's backstory from the comics. This will be strictly about Wanda and everything she's going through after the events of Avengers Endgame. Unfortunately, she's not going to be in the best place mentally. After Endgame, Wanda's not going to be doing so hot. Her parents are still dead. She mentioned that someone actually killed them with some of Stark's weaponry. Her brother, Quicksilver, died 3 movies ago. And now, in the last movie, her lover, Vision, just died. And all of this is going to really take a toll on Wanda and cause her to spiral into this descent of madness, prompting her to create this alternate reality where she can bring the people she loves back, specifically Vision, and they can theoretically live together happily ever after. So this show is going to literally take place in an alternate reality, a little pocket universe that Wanda is going to create in her head where she can control everything that happens. Disney was over there and they were just like, so how confusing do you want to make this trailer? And Marvel was just like, yes, Black Mirror, Truman Show, psychological thriller dressed up in every sitcom from the 50s through the 90s, which is really cool and I can't wait to see it. But these sitcom eras are actually quite genius on Marvel's part, and I'll tell you why. But first, do you know what else is a big brain move? Only 8% of you guys that watch the videos are subscribed. I mean, shout out to the big brain 8% though, you guys are the best. And if you're part of the giant 90% that's not subscribed, what are you even doing? If you enjoy the videos and you want to support the channel so I can keep making more videos, all you gotta do is subscribe. Doesn't cost anything, but it helps me out a lot. And don't forget to hit that like button while you're down there. I know it helps out in the algorithm and I really appreciate it. But I hope to see you at least in the next video because I've got some more Marvel ones coming soon. But more on that later. Now, like I was saying, I think that they're going to use these different eras of sitcoms as a more digestible way to introduce the multiverse into the MCU. It's a complicated thing, and the average viewer might not be so accepting of it at first, so this is just going to ease them into that. A TV is like a little window we use to look into different worlds, different shows or movies that we watch, each one of them taking place in their own universe, just like Wanda's alternate reality. This is a genius way of explaining how the multiverse and alternate realities work without sitting down and writing it out for us. Wanda and Vision's life inside these television sitcoms represents Wanda's alternate pocket universe in relationship to the real world. This is literally a little reality that Wanda has created to bring back a loved one and live out her happily ever after. But since this isn't real, it eventually will start to fall apart and she'll have to keep changing it and fixing the little details and keep trying to hold it all together before eventually it'll get too big and she'll start to go crazy and everything will just fall apart. And this is Agatha Harkness. She's another witch that will be the antagonist of the series, I think, and she is somehow inside of Wanda's alternate reality. But, look at the dinner scene. It seems like when they're at dinner and their guests, Mr. and Mrs. Hart, start asking these questions about the details of this reality, and just like a dream, they don't remember how they got there or what they're doing, they just know that they're there. It kind of triggers Wanda and Vision because they can't remember how they got to this pocket universe. It hits Wanda that something's not right, and if you noticed, everything was a square until now. The aspect ratio literally gets bigger, just like Wanda's perception getting widened when she's asked these trigger questions. And then their guests just stop working. It's like little pieces of this reality just start glitching. It's like Wanda's mind is starting to fall apart. Maybe all the details she left out when she created this pocket universe are starting to come to her through the form of their dinner guests, and in order to fix things, she'll have to sit down and add these details or try to fix this reality, and that's what'll turn into the next era of sitcoms, or the next adjusted reality of this pocket universe. But like I was saying before, this is genius. It's such a simple and understandable way to show that this is its own universe. It's a separate reality that can be changed while the original reality stays the same. Well, until later in the show. If things fall apart too much and Wanda starts going mad, I mean, she's pretty OP. You saw her throw down in Avengers Endgame. If she wanted to, she could do some serious damage to the real world. So what I'm saying is if she keeps going mad, she might start to pose a threat to the actual reality, and Doctor Strange might have to step in at the end to help, and that will lead straight into Doctor Strange 2, Multiverse of Madness. But real quick, I have a bigger question. Because it's not like Marvel to just let things happen like the Hearts asking all these trigger questions just on a whim, I want to know, who are the Hearts and why are they asking these things? Are they just Wanda's subconscious asking about her own desires, her wanting to have kids with Vision, and why they don't already have them in this reality? Or are they something deeper? Have they been influenced by the other witch, Agatha, to come over and slowly start to chip away at Wanda's reality? Or maybe to test her current state of mental strength? Or even bigger, remember Mephisto, the demon that let Wanda create fake twins with her synthesoid boyfriend, Vision? Yeah, well, what if he sent some of his minion demons into this reality to sabotage Wanda? I'm so curious what kind of role these two will end up playing because there's no way they're just randos who strolled in. In the comics, Agatha Harkness was another witch. She was a mentor to Wanda, and I think she'll do the same thing in this series, but just a little less obvious. Think Palpatine secretly influencing Anakin to go to the dark side. Yeah, that's what I'm expecting Agatha to do in this series, just a little more sugar-coated. She'll probably be the overly friendly neighbor who drops little hints here and there, making sure Wanda's powers keep growing until they pose a threat to reality. And the other big question I have is kind of confusing. I mean, what wasn't confusing about this trailer? But hear me out. So, in the end of Infinity War, Vision died, right? He's dead. And in the beginning of Endgame, Thanos said that he destroyed the stones. They were reduced to atoms. But Vision is here, and he has a soul stone. Is this the real Vision, or is he just solely a figment of Wanda's imagination that will eventually come back to the real world? Because it seemed like this Vision didn't know that he was dead when Agatha told him.
Am I dead?
No. Why would you think that?
Because you are.
Almost like Wanda just never thought about his death in this reality, so it never happened. Which makes sense, he remembers who he is and everything about himself because Wanda remembers, but just not anything after his death. But also, if Vision is the real Vision, does that mean that his Mind Stone is real? Can Wanda just create a stone through her reality with her powers? Because that would be kinda OP. I don't know, this one's kinda freaking me out. Let me know what you think in the comments. But we're also going to get to see a little bit outside of Wanda's reality. Some military show up, and it looks like this might be Vision outside the Pocketverse, but I'm curious how much will take place in her head versus the real world. And this character here is Monica Rambeau. She's an agent of S.W.O.R.D. Remember at the end of Spider-Man, we saw Nick Fury on the S.W.O.R.D. station? She's the one that flies into frame with all the red energy around her. I wonder if Wanda just blasted her through reality or something. It looks like she's being flung through a television screen, not just any energy barrier. Those are RGB pixels from the old CRT televisions that they're using to symbolize this Pocketverse. It looks like she's clearly being pushed back. Maybe she found a way into Wanda's head and this is Wanda pushing her out, expelling her from her reality. Maybe when she's pushed through the TV, that's how she gets her powers. But I think this character is going to kind of let us know what happened after Endgame. I really like how this reality just doesn't obey the laws of physics. It's just kind of like whatever Wanda says goes. I love seeing the OG costumes for Halloween. This is the original Scarlet Witch costume from the comics and Vision's with his original as well. Those were really cool to see. I'm just really happy that they didn't give us too much about the actual plot in this trailer. They've been doing a good job recently with this and the Mandalorian Season 2 trailer. of showing nothing and everything at the same time. This show's scheduled to release this year, either around Thanksgiving probably or Christmas. I don't think they'll want it to overlap with The Mandalorian coming out throughout November, so maybe once the season finale premieres, but nonetheless, I'm very excited for both. Thank you so much for watching the video. Don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already. I hope you have a great rest of your day. I'm going to go watch a movie with the Discord after this goes live, but link in the pinned comment. And until next time, I will see you in the comments. Peace.